Singapore is renowned as one of the wealthiest and most prosperous countries in the world, often cited as a model for development due to its impressive infrastructure and advanced technological capabilities. As a key financial hub in Southeast Asia, it has gained a reputation for its low levels of corruption and efficient governance. The citizens of Singapore are known for their high levels of education, health, and productivity. However, this was not always the case. If we look back to 1965, when Singapore gained independence from Malaysia, the country faced significant challenges. At that time, approximately 80% of the population was living in poverty. Many individuals were confined to overcrowded slums, and the social fabric was frayed due to rampant issues like drug addiction and high unemployment. The atmosphere was rife with violence, and it seemed that Singapore was destined to be trapped in a cycle of poverty and disorder. The dramatic transformation of Singapore can largely be attributed to the visionary leadership of Lee Kuan Yew, a prominent figure who played a pivotal role in the country's development. Born into a relatively wealthy family, Lee studied law and entered politics, ultimately founding the People's Action Party, PAP, in 1955. His charismatic leadership and dedication quickly won him popularity among the populace. After Singapore's separation from Malaysia, he assumed the role of Prime Minister and faced the daunting task of rebuilding a nation with significant social and economic challenges. One of Lee's first actions was to restore order and stability in a society plagued by violence and unrest. He implemented strict regulations against antisocial behavior, including severe penalties for drug-related crimes and violent protests. While some criticized these measures as overly harsh, they proved effective in reducing crime rates and stabilizing the nation. Lee understood that a peaceful society was essential for economic growth and development. Recognizing the urgent need for housing, Lee enacted a controversial law that allowed the government to acquire land at lower prices for the construction of affordable public housing. This initiative was crucial, as a significant portion of the population lived in substandard conditions. The government launched a massive public housing program that provided quality homes to millions of Singaporeans. Today, over 80% of residents live in government-built housing, a remarkable achievement that has helped foster social cohesion and community spirit. In parallel to housing initiatives, Lee focused on job creation as a key driver of economic development. Understanding that Singapore had limited natural resources and that foreign investments were essential, he introduced a series of economic reforms. The government streamlined regulations, making it easier for businesses to set up operations. Tax incentives were offered to attract foreign companies, with the promise of tax holidays for the first 10 years of operation. As a result, major international corporations began establishing their headquarters in Singapore, leading to a surge in employment opportunities. To combat corruption, which was rampant in many countries at the time, Lee introduced stringent laws aimed at eradicating graft within the government. He established strict penalties, including imprisonment and even capital punishment for severe cases of corruption. Simultaneously, he significantly increased the salaries of government officials to ensure that public servants were compensated fairly and to reduce the temptation of corrupt practices. These measures cultivated an environment of integrity, earning Singapore a reputation as one of the least corrupt countries globally. Moreover, Lee recognized that human capital was Singapore's most valuable asset. To develop a skilled workforce, the government invested heavily in education and vocational training. Technical schools were established, and incentives were provided to companies that trained local workers. This focus on education transformed Singapore's labor force into one of the most efficient and skilled globally. As the workforce became increasingly capable, productivity soared, further boosting the economy. The government reinvested the growing revenues from the flourishing economy into improving infrastructure, healthcare, and education. World-class hospitals were built, roads were expanded, and modern schools were established. Today, Singapore's infrastructure is lauded as one of the best in the world, with efficient public transportation systems and high-quality urban planning. As a result of these comprehensive efforts, Singapore has diversified its economy, becoming a global leader in various sectors such as petrochemicals, pharmaceuticals, advanced manufacturing, and finance. The nation is now recognized as one of the top trading countries in the world, with one of the busiest ports facilitating international trade. The evolution of Singapore stands as a testament to how effective leadership, visionary policies, and a commitment to the welfare of the populace can lead to transformative change. Lee Kuan Yew's legacy continues to influence Singapore's policies today, as the nation strives to maintain its status as a leading global city and an exemplary model for other developing countries. In conclusion, Singapore's journey from a struggling nation to a prosperous powerhouse illustrates the impact of strong governance and the importance of investing in human capital. As the country moves forward, it serves as an inspiration for other nations grappling with similar challenges, demonstrating that with the right leadership and vision, substantial progress is possible.